Our investigation has the potential to impact every student athlete across Florida. It will give officials more information to keep student athletes safe and expose just how many concussions are happening statewide.
Lauren, pick it up.
It's hard to fix a problem
Quickly!
if you don't know how bad the problem is.
Let's get them organized!
Would you consider concussions in high school athletics a problem?
Yes. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
That's Roger Deering, Executive Director of the Florida High School Athletic Association. National research suggests concussion's the most commonly diagnosed injury in high school sports.
Let's do it!
Yet Florida doesn't track the number of concussions sustained statewide.
Having actual reports come back to the FHSAA, we're sure would be helpful, but we would have to filter that, I guess, by knowing that not all schools are able to report, not all schools have athletic trainers and medical personnel, and so they wouldn't be true statistics, but probably would be a little bit better than what we have right now.
Which is nothing.
Yes, as far as how often it happens and how many are out there.
It matters for Pedro Menendez Sr., Devon School.
Whoa, she's out.
At first I wanted to blame it on soccer, like, wow, like this game did this to me after everything that I've done.
2 concussions forced the college scholarship-bound Ford to quit the game for good.
I'm not surprised.
Up and over.
Coach Megan Schooley's a longtime soccer player and Devon's mom.
Becca, 16.
She's also a physical therapist
11, Lauren, 11.
and knows concussion injuries don't always show up on MRIs or CAT scans, but can still permanently impact the brain.
I definitely think it's underestimated as far as how much of a problem it is.
Concussion stats are spotty across the country, even more piecemeal in districts on the First Coast. Injury data is self-reported by a school's athletic trainer, but state law does not require schools to have one. Couldn't they tally them up? I mean, isn't that a reasonable?
It is. I think keeping numbers without identification is a very reasonable way to start.
After that interview, Deering walked into a group of athletic directors meeting at the state office to propose they begin counting concussions in every sport statewide.
I would say yes. I think the conversation you had with him did spark the idea and did, light a fire under it, to try to get it moving forward.
Justin Harrison pitched the idea to the association's Sports Medicine Advisory Group.
Back post.
The group acknowledged the importance of an accurate concussion count for student safety.
Good strike.
Each year the schools do a student population report on how many kids are participating in each sport at their school.
You ready, girl?
So if we added another column to that report, they could easily report how many kids had suffered a concussion.
Already, a number of states across the country keep track of the injury in high school sports. How are you able to make responsible evolutions to your concussion policy if you don't know how often they're happening?
Well, again, even though you don't know the specific numbers, the schools keep record, and when those things happen, and it gets to be, to a point where it's causing great concern from the schools, that's when those athletic directors and coaches bring it to our subcommittees.
Deering says that's what happened in many recent decisions. Last summer, the association made Florida the first state in the country to require students watch a concussion safety video before they're eligible to compete. In 2012, they approved a return-to-play protocol athletes have to follow before returning to the field.
It's not unusual for Florida to take the lead in some of these rule changes.
They also last year made Florida the first state in the country to mandate headgear in girls lacrosse.
Soccer for both boys and girls is going to be on the horizon, and I see it coming. And this young lady that you mentioned, this 17-year-old,
love you, baby.
Of course, it not only has cost her a career, but we also don't know what long-term effect she's going to have from this when she gets into her 40s and 50s.
That's the main concern for Coach Schooley.
I think there's some changes that could happen, equipment and both in the game as well.
Good job.
While soccer has always been family fun, now the problem of concussions are the family matter.
My parents tell me all the time, don't hit a ball, don't hit a ball.
That's good advice.
There's the soccer side of me, and then there's, the medical history side of me, and the soccer side of me is, no, I want it to stay the same, but then, knowing how awful that was, I would never wish that upon anybody. I think that there should be some changes.
The policy change does have one more vote in March needed to meet association bylaw requirements. The state's first head count should happen at the end of this school year. Clark Foraker, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.